I remember on Friday and Saturday, bro, I was getting had. I was playing with our friend a little bit on Friday. Same thing. He's like, dude, are you terrible at this game? I'm like, dude, like I'm not. He's like saying, I'm not bad at this game. Like it felt like my gun was barely hitting. I mean, it was just these guys are better. You know, they were just way better than me. I was in the blender. I was like, man, this skill base. I'm like, dude, you're thinking right now. You're thinking I need to be with these people.
Welcome everyone to episode 187 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
Doing okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had a little debrief. I mean, we always have a little debrief before we always record.
Yeah, we hadn't really talked too much the past past week. You know, we just kind of been texting sporadically. But no, I'm doing okay. I had to get my car. It's in the shop. I had to get it worked on. I always hate that. But I got the call, and I was like, I'm always waiting for a call where the guy's like gonna completely break my heart. But he's like, no, we could do it. And I was like, okay, thank God. I'm like, so I won't. So I got to get my car tomorrow. I think they said they'll have it ready tomorrow sometime in the morning, hopefully. So I just got to walk to work, but fuck it. I'll get my steps in. But no, dude, we were in the same thing, bro. Just had a fucking blender of a Monday, bro. Dude, we come off the beta. I'm feeling good. I'm like, hey, new week, bro. I had this kid ready for this bullshit. This kid he pours hand sanitizer down my pencil sharpener.
What the fuck? What?
Dog.
Who even thinks of that?
Dude, this
Was
is
it
the shit.
Electric, or was it the?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's broken. No, it's broken. There's no saving it now. Yeah. And then he starts crying. Okay, 6th grade. So he's about what? 11, 12 years old, somewhere around. No, he's about 11. Yeah, this kid, bro. I mean, okay. I'll preface this.
I just
like,
picturing
dude,
like, I can't dude.
Dude, there's one of the kids is in the class. He's like, yo, Mr. Harkins. He says his name. He's like, dude, he just poured hand sanitizer down the pencil sharpener. And my first reaction, I was about to be like, what the fuck? It's like, why are you even over there?
Yeah.
Like, we're not even doing anything with pencil sharpeners. Like, you don't even need a fucking pencil. He's like, what? And then he's like sitting in the back. And I go to him, and I'm like, I'm pissed, you know, obviously. But like, I mean, I've never yelled at a kid, like actually yelled at him, you know. But he's a little kid. I'm looking at him. I'm like, did you put hand sanitizer in that pencil sharpener over there? He's like, yeah. I said, why? Why did you do that? You know? And he's like, well, keep in mind, this kid's got a few issues. Okay. Keep that in mind. Right. But he's cognizant enough though. Okay. I'm not buying that. I know the kid well. I'm like, you know fucking exactly what you were doing right now. Like, don't BS me with this. I said, why would you do that? You know, and the whole thing, I'm like, man, you know, that pencil sharpener's like $30 or something like that. Right. And I was like, so now that thing's broken and you understand that now I have to use my own money to go buy a new one because of what you just did. You understand that, you know? And I was like, so here's what's going to happen. And I was like, you're going to sit over there and you're going to stare at that wall and you're not going to look at anybody. And I don't want to talk to you for the rest of the class. You understand that, you know? And I was like, you're very lucky I don't just send you to the office right now for this. Okay. This is the first day of class I have this kid. Right. And then see the eyes, you know, they're all red now. And then the tears are coming down. Compose. So I'm sitting there with him, patting him on the back. I'm like, look, Derek. I was like, it's not the end of the world. You know, let's say his name's Derek, right? This kid, I'm like, dude, it's not a big deal. Like, but I'm like, but man, you got to understand, like, there's consequences to your actions, all this stuff, giving him the whole spiel. Inside my head, I'm like, oh my God, no. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Part of me too is like you. I was going to ask the other kid. I never did. I'll ask him tomorrow. It's like, dude, what did that look like? And second off, why didn't you fucking stop him? Like, he saw this kid wander up and he had to have gone up to the thing.
Yeah.
Just poured it in there. So he broke it. I tried it and the thing just died. I'm like, yep, there you go. So that kid, I'm going to keep a hawk eye on him. That shocked my whole fucking day. That
Yeah.
that to me, I was like, dude, I just bought this thing, and it's over. So now I have like little hand ones, like the little tiny ones that
Mhm.
are like that big. I bought a pack of them on Amazon for like $2. It was like 50 of them. So I've got them all in the corner. I said, so there you fucking go now. And I'm gonna tell every class because of this kid.
Yeah. You have to
That kid right
manually
there. I said, "Now you
turn your
gotta
gun.
manually do it. There's gonna be no grinding of it in the middle
Yeah.
of class." I'm like, "No, now you gotta walk over to my trash can and you can fucking crank that thing."
Yeah.
You know? So that's how my day's
Mhm.
going, bro.
Mine was,
What happened to your day, homie?
my I just got, like, swamped with work where, like, I don't have to deal with, too many people, but it's just, like, someone from work's going on vacation next week, so it's, like,
Yeah,
prepping for that and, like, he deserves a vacation, that's, like, whatever.
yeah,
But now I'm just like, "Okay, I gotta get this in, blah, blah, blah," and then, I thought I was doing fine, getting everything prepped ready for the month, and then at the end of the day, some bullshit happens. Person's like, uh,
"Hey, Justin."
hey, this." I'm like, "Why are you telling me now at the end of the day when we had fucking 8 hours of the day for you to let me know about this?" And I know that this wasn't, I get it when things happen or whatever, but I know, like, this isn't like, "Oh, red alert, emergency, whatever." But it's big, it won't impact anyone else but me, but
Right,
my team. Well, me, because I do the work.
right,
And he went and, like, told me, like, what it was, and I was like, "Dude, we had fucking last week to do this too. Why are you telling me now?"
So when did
Yeah.
he get this information? Like, when did he have
Well,
it for a while?
I don't know when he got the information. Like, it's hard, like, I don't wanna say what it is, but it's
Right,
like,
right.
he coulda told, like, I don't know when he got the information, but I can tell you, like, it wasn't, like,
Today.
we do it every month. Like, it's not crazy important, like, or anything, but
Mhm.
it's enough work for me where, like, I need to prep all of it,
Right,
and
right.
go over everything,
Yeah,
with him, which is the annoying part because I have to sit on a call and, like, go over it, and I'm like, "We had all day." My schedule is pretty free, like, in the morning. We coulda
right,
just talked then. Why did you wait till the end of the day to do this? Um, Whatever. And then, technically, I could be like, "Nah, I'm not doing this," because I'm doing him a favor
right.
because it's for, like, his boss,
Mhm.
because his boss or whatever, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm doing this for you just because, like, I don't wanna deal with the work next month, just so
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
and you fucking owe me one
Right, right.
next month or, like, next whatever." And then yeah, now the whole time in my head, I'm just like, "Why are people so incompetent of just their mistakes, you can forget. That's not what I'm talking about." But it's just like, man, like, why? Do you
Right.
like, you have so many chances. So many chances.
Oh, yeah. No, I was talking well, we were just talking about beforehand. It doesn't even matter, dude. There's people who are young like us who do this. There's kids like, who I just mentioned that do it and they're younger. And then there's people you think that are older that would get it and they still don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
You know? It's strange. Like I think like even like with this year, I'm trying to obviously teach, like the subject that I'm doing for music, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, I need to teach these people like life lessons, you
Mhm.
know? Like there's this class I had last week, the seventh what are they? 6th graders. Dude, there's like these 3 girls who just yap all the time, and they don't shut the fuck up, and I give them 3, 4 chances, I'm like, "That's, like, enough," and then at the end of it, I was like, "Okay, like, we're done," and I said, "Everyone stand up, go to the back of the room." I said, "We're doing assigned seats in here," and they're all pissed off, "Man, this sucks," and I said to the whole class, I'm like, "Don't get mad at me. Don't be yelling at me." I was like, "Dude, this like, you guys did this to yourselves, and now you're blaming me?"
Yeah.
I'm like I was about to be like, "Get the fuck out of here." Like, but people they don't understand that there's a consequence to an action, and all the chance. I'm like, "Dude, you had your
Mhm.
chances. You coulda just stopped talking maybe the first or second time, and we
Mhm.
would have avoided this. I'm like, "But you
So
just kept going." I'm
yeah,
like, "So
see,
so here we are, bro."
I don't have that luxury, especially if, my boss is like, "I'm sorry, but can you just do it so we don't have to worry about it next month?" When I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I can fucking do it."
Right, right,
But
right,
even though they know that you shouldn't have to do it,
right.
um, but there are times where, like, I've made the call where, like, "Nah, this is a next month thing. Nope." And then you have to deal with the consequence of
Right.
talking to your boss about it. Uh, but yeah, like that, I just don't get it. Some people, you never
Yeah,
grow out of it. At the end of the day, it just shows it doesn't matter how old you are. Uh,
y
you,
100%. That is what it shows. Like, some of these people, that stuff is just ingrained in them. Stupidity is ingrained in
yeah,
them, and
you,
they never grew out of it.
you can be in your, I don't know, 30s, 40s, whatever. Doesn't matter what age you are. You can still have a brain of like a child.
Right.
Yeah,
We
and
were talking
then
about those people in your homeowners group there.
oh yeah, yeah,
Morons, same thing.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, you're in your 70s. I'm like, "You still ain't got this figured out?"
Yeah, why are you
You're like,
so bored? Yeah.
"Yeah,
Like,
exactly."
they're complaining about dogs walking around, like,
Yeah.
stepping, like, on the edge of their lawn because, like, where I am, there aren't any sidewalks for reference for the people listening, but, you know, so dogs will, like, sometimes go, like, a foot or 2 onto people's lawn, and these people are just getting upset about it. I'm like, "Man," like,
Find something
yeah,
else.
I
Get
don't
a
yeah,
hobby.
yeah. It's absurd. And then they're the ones making fun of the people that like to grind and play video games when we're just minding our own business, playing the
Right.
Black Ops 6 beta. And these
Good
guys are
transition.
just, yeah. And these guys are just, they're calling us losers, making fun of us.
Yeah. I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah. And we're enjoying the beta. Like, what
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
on
And
Facebook
we're doing
complaining.
something semi-productive, unlike you,
Yeah,
you fuck.
exactly.
You
We're
know?
using our brain. I'm trying to like trace these guys dolphin diving off of like Gala and Pit,
So
but
so, bro, I'm still getting spun around, from time to time. Um, so I guess we'll jump into this, right? Uh, Obviously, this is the open beta. Um, I played it quite a bit. I think I played maybe like I played every day, but I think I played maybe like 3 hours or so, 3,
mhm,
4 hours a day. I really couldn't I could barely play at night. I was really just playing like I was getting up at the earliest I got up on, Sunday was like I got up at 5:30 and talk about a mistake, bro. Okay. I because I thought I was gonna be playing some of the people who were like they work an early job or whatever. I was for sure playing the people who have not slept all night
yeah,
and
that's too early. You gotta get on at
exactly.
like 8:30 to 10. That's like
Right.
the time.
That would have yeah, so this was a fatal error by me. Dude, it was it was eye-opening, because
Mhm,
again, like, I know I'm good at Call of Duty. I know I'm not God at Call of Duty, but these people, I was just it was ridiculous. The skill based was so fucking strong.
mhm,
Um, yeah, it sucked, so
yeah,
I had to go through, like, 2 or 3 games of just me, like, with my coffee steaming up in my face, getting
yeah.
absolutely cooked. I'm like, "Dude, I am sweating at 5:30 AM right now on this map." Like, I don't wanna be playing Kill Order Derelict, like,
Yeah,
against these people who are dolphin diving backwards shooting me.
mhm.
It was a fucking experience.
Yeah, we didn't play, like, at all during this open beta together,
Yeah.
but I didn't play Friday or Saturday. Well, when did it come out? Thursday? Did it come out Thursday or Friday?
Friday came out, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play Friday or I played all last night because
Yeah.
yeah, played all the way till, um, whatever, max level 30.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, and I sent you, the clips for, like, our TikTok, so if you
Mhm.
guys don't go check those out. But I sent sent you those clips this morning, um, and I was editing them, and I hopped on last like, dumb late,
Yeah.
whatever, and I didn't touch this beta at all until then. I'm like, "Oh, fucking great." Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
hop on, and I told
Everyone's
myself,
level
like,
30.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, I have to hit the max level, so I played for, like, 4 hours. I went to bed at, like, 2,
Damn.
Luckily, I worked from home today, so
Damn.
I was all right.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
grinded my way through it, and man, just playing demons at night. But I mean, like
Oh,
you start getting into the flow of it. It's like, all right, whatever. But uh, the they added not face off. They added face off, which is just small 6v6 maps, but they added gunfight too.
mhm.
I don't know if you got to play those at all, but
Yeah.
I played a lot of face off, and the maps were uh, Gala and Pit,
And
I
yeah.
believe. Yeah, and those were well. I didn't like Pit. I liked Gala.
Microscopic.
I like Gala a lot.
Oh,
Those are
yeah,
fun.
Gala's way better.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, Pitt was okay, but, I don't know, I liked Gala. I didn't realize that that's what it was at first.
Mhm.
Um, Because I remember, like, we were saying this with Face Off, I thought that was gonna be the 2v2s, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it was just
Um,
gunfight.
right, but that was
Mhm,
Gunfight.
mhm.
But when I think of Gunfight, I think of, like, a free for all, but it's well, actually, I don't even know, like, is that what it was called?
Yeah, it
I'm
is
thinking
gunfight.
Gun Game.
Oh, yeah, gun game. Where the
What is
gay
Gun Game, Gunfight? Were they, like, aren't those terms interchangeable? Or were
no,
they,
no,
like,
it was
another
it
one?
was it was called gun game. Gun
Yeah.
game. Yeah, yeah. Where like you start off with a pistol, and then every time you get a kill, you get a new weapon all the way up till 30.
But I could have sworn too there was a mode, maybe I'm tweaking it, there was a mode in, like, Vanguard where
Mhm,
it was like Gun Game in the sense that it was a
mhm,
free for all, but
mhm.
everybody was assigned a weapon, and
Yeah.
then you would use that, and then the timer would change, and then you would go and start using a new gun.
I
I
think you're thinking gunfight, but, uh, it's still, like, the same like, it's not the same thing as gun game. The gun
Yeah,
game is
yeah,
definitely a mini game, but
yeah. But we
gunfight
had we
is
had those 2 though, and I liked
yeah.
both of them.
Yeah, I played gunfight a decent amount last night, with just randos, and it was just so funny, like, watching how people play in those small, like, cruddy maps. Um, but, I mean, overall, like, this open beta was nice. Not gonna lie, though, I feel like even though I played at night against these demons, I felt like I did a better job playing this time versus the first time in terms of, like, how well I did.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's an open beta, so more people played, and obviously, like, all the tryhards and, like, sweats like us are like, you pre-order the game, so everyone's pretty decent at COD. And these are the people that in the open beta, they don't know if they want the game or not, so they're just gonna try it out.
Right, right.
But I didn't get into those fucking lobbies that much, so
Yeah. Bro, that was that was the thing with this because for the most part, same thing. I felt pretty good on this. The last day that I played on Sunday, I felt really good. I was kind of upset to stop playing because that was a day where, like, I was going double positive every game. I
mm,
wasn't having these absolute, like, showcase matches, but I was going, like, I think on the new map, what was it? On Babylon,
yeah.
like, that map I
Oh,
dropped
that's
over
fun.
60, and
Yeah.
I was like, I think I went, like, 60 and 34 or something like that in the domination. I'm like, "Okay," like,
Mhm,
I'm feeling alright on this. Um, but, dude, there were, like, the early days of playing, I remember on Friday and Saturday, in particular, and this is the thing I wanted to mention with this beta, bro, I was getting fucking had. It
mhm.
was just like I was playing with our friend a little bit on Friday, and he was same thing. He's like, "Dude, are you fucking terrible at this game?" I'm like, "Dude, like, I'm not." He's like, "Bro, same." He's like, "I'm not bad at this game." Like, and I just could not, like, these guys were just doing insane, like, it felt like my gun was barely hitting. I mean, it
Mhm,
was just these guys are better, they were just
mhm.
way better than me, and I was in the fucking blender. I was like, "Man, this skill base." I'm like, "Dude, you're thinking right now? You're thinking I need to be with these fucking people?"
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, you
The
know?
the skill base is crazy, and, like, I'm always gonna throw it at these people, like, those people that, yeah, their movement's really good and stuff, but it's because they're in, like, a big party full of other good people, and that's when you don't have a chance if you just have, like, 2, 3 people. Like, it
Right,
doesn't matter because, um, if you have a team of, like, 6 of us against 6 of, like, a decent team,
right.
I don't think it would feel as crazy,
No.
personally, because I can rely on, like, 5 of us to go out and get kills. Like, But when it's 2 of us and we're just playing a team of 6 and you're just in the blender because they got guys watching spawn of, like, everywhere around the map and they're all decent players, it's so hard to do anything when if you're the best player on the team and you, like, pop 2 and then you immediately get traded because decent players aren't gonna let that happen all the time.
Dude, and I can't even remember the last time I played with a full party of 6 people.
Yeah, I don't
Like, I
yeah.
like, people like my friends who I know I can rely on who are good players, I can't even remember that time.
I
Like,
don't
it's
even
pretty
remember
much
the
always you, me, and, like, our other friend. That's it.
yeah. I haven't even played with them in, like, months.
Yeah, I know. So
Like,
it's pretty much just us 2. 2v6 ain't gonna happen.
yeah, like, you can get away with it in ranked because there's only
It's only
4 people
4.
on the map. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just gotta hope that they're not as good.
Right.
But, I don't know, kinda it reminds me a little bit of the Cold War days in the beginning with skill base, but, um, I do still think, like, yeah, these people are getting, the best of us right now, but I think we're just, late risers. Was it late peakers? We haven't peaked yet
Yeah, yeah,
at
yeah.
all. Like,
Late
we're
bloomers.
yeah, late bloomer. We're not at our full potential.
Right.
We gotta give it, like, couple of months. Um
So, there's a couple things with this beta that I did different. One thing that I did was I changed a couple of settings. One of them, I can't I tried the, auto tack sprint to see how I feel with that.
Mhm.
I
Mm-mm.
can't really get into that.
Mm-mm.
It's just, like, it's very weird for me to do it.
I
But
think
the
you have
one
less control.
Yeah, I know. Well, and the
Yeah.
thing too is because when I would do it, there would be so many gunfights that I would get caught in. I like it for the speed, obviously, but it has to me way more drawbacks than it does, yeah, for pros. Um, One thing I did do that I noticed for me was a lot better regarding the diving is I can't remember the exact setting, but it's like your diving or whatever is it's like hybrid.
That's the setting. It's called
Y-
hybrid, where you hold
Yeah,
down and yeah.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
found that to be so much easier to use
Mhm.
when I was gonna be trying to dive forward or sideways, because before it was so weird to be trying to, like, do a move, and, like, have to hold down my stick like that while I'm tack sprinting and then pull it back and
Mhm.
do that move or sideways. Like, I still don't dive backwards at all, but my main thing was, like, if I'm diving forward or diving to the sides, I was really starting to get the hang of that a lot more, and it was way easier because of that setting for me.
Mhm.
Um
Yeah. I personally, I tried that the first, uh, early access.
Mhm.
I couldn't get used I tried it on MW3 when that setting came out, like,
Yeah.
I forget what season it was, but it's a new setting regardless, but,
Mhm.
like, I can't get used to it because I guess when I sprint, like, sometimes I hold in my L3, and, like, I don't let go, like, especially when I'm locked in,
Yeah.
and when I was using it, I just could not get used to the, like, I would go and slide, but I'm actually holding down L3 by mistake, and I dive, and then I die. I died way too many times doing that,
Yeah.
so then I just switched back to default, and I felt better, but,
Yeah.
again, I mean, I don't think I gave it the fairest shot, but also, it really all depends on your play style. Um,
Well, I was just gonna
yeah.
say because you like you said, you go and hold down, like, when you're sprinting all the time, like, I don't. Like, I'll tap it, and
Mhm.
then once I'm at that sprint, like, I'm just holding it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
So it
I
makes
am
sense.
doing that too, but I feel like there have been times where I'm whole I think I let go of it, but I'm actually not.
Right, right.
So, but I'm sure if I stuck on hybrid, I'd actually get used to it, but I ended up switching back to default. But other than that, I didn't switch any of my settings really from early access to now. I heard that, you know, the best gun in the game now is the Tonto, the sub. I tried the
Mhm.
Tonto, really, really good, but also I tried the Jackal. That shit's still really good. So I don't
Yeah.
know what people are talking about. And I finally, I'm pretty close to max level in MP5. I mean, now it doesn't matter, but um, I'm like one level away from max. So I had all the attachments I wanted. That thing was really good. Like I was
The
riding.
C9, right? That
Yeah,
MP5?
C9. I keep calling it
Dude,
MP5.
that thing is fucking insane.
That thing is so
That's my
good.
new favorite sub right now. I mean, I could
Yeah.
be totally cooked, but I think the C9 is, like, one of the best subs. I
Mhm,
love that gun. I just felt again, I tried the Jackal, and I mean, the Jackal's still, like, godlike, you know?
mhm,
And then Tonto still is, like it's really good. I haven't got the Tonto to the level where I can get all the attachments, so I'm sure it'll change with that. But, dude, I thought the C9, like, I started using it and just found a good class with it.
mhm,
Dude, I found that thing just to be phenomenal. Like, I don't know,
mhm.
I just felt really good with it. I mean, it's because I always liked the MP5s and older CODs, but that was definitely my favorite gun to use during the beta.
Yeah, I sided more with the Jackal because it felt I don't know, the C9, I fried with it, but the ADS on the Jackal is slightly faster than the C9, and I just
Yeah.
like that a little bit more, just how I play. So I use that way more than the C9, but, yeah, I don't know what the meta is gonna be, like, whenever no, the pros will decide all that stuff, but the subs are very favored in this game, I will say, which isn't a bad thing, you know? Uh,
I love to hear that.
yeah, because I do think ARs have had it pretty good the past, like, couple years. People might disagree. I do disagree, though, that the Jackal, C9, Tonto, you should not be killing someone if you're on the opposite side of, like, Skyline on the hallway in, like, 3 bullets.
Mhm.
That is fucked. Like, that shouldn't happen.
No, not at all.
I'd, like, walk up the stairs on Skyline, looking over to the roof, and I just peek, immediately get ripped, and I die from the C9. Like, what the heck just happened to me? And I'm using the X4,
Yeah,
XM4.
yeah, yeah.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah, there was a lot of times like that where I would just, my jaw was on the floor. I couldn't believe how I died. And my problem is too, bro, is because in these games I just fucking mash square. So I like right when I
Yeah.
die, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. But then there's times where I want to watch the kill cam, and those I'd like put my controller down. I'm like, I need to see this, you know. And again, they just laser you.
Mhm,
So the subs right now, they did do weapon balancing prior to this open beta, and I think basically what it was, like, the main one that people were talking about was that the Jackal did get nerfed and the C9 got a buff. Um, I can't remember what they did regarding the XM4 or the aims, if they did any changes to those. I think they may have. Um, but the main talking point was the Jackal, and I was expecting that gun to be almost like they would have nerfed it into the ground, which thankfully was not the case.
mhm,
Um, because I like this now that if they have, from this case, we've got 3 subs that are really good. It would be great if in the professional league in the CDL, they would just have like multiple guns that you could actually use. Now, I don't know if that's going to actually happen. More than likely it won't. But it would be nice to see like instead of everybody using the Jackal, people could be using the C9 if they're really good with it, or same thing with the Tonto.
mhm.
It would just make for like a better viewing, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I agree. I think I wanna go back to a three-gun meta. That'd be great to see, but I think that's really hard to do. But also, I think that the two-gun meta is probably gonna stay, like, sub and AR or whatever, but I really want them to actually be balanced because the past couple of years, it's been, like, AR heavy.
Yeah.
Like, in MW3, the best gun is a MCW, like,
Yeah.
by far. Like, you could run 4 MCWs on the map and you're good.
Yes,
Uh,
no question.
I don't want it to be that case. Like, I really want it to be balanced where, all right, it's a two-gun meta, that's pretty standard, but actually be a two-gun meta and have the subs not rip you across map, no matter
Right.
how good you are. Like, if you're taking a pro against a pro, the sub should not rip you across the map.
Right. Or
That's
what's the sub that's in MW3 that like why am I blanking on it right now? The main one that was all the pros were using. I mean, it's the same thing.
yeah.
Like that gun, there were so many shots that were like cross map high rise with that sub. I couldn't even believe it. But if you've
Yeah.
got steady enough thumbs, you can do it,
Yeah.
you know.
But and the MCW shouldn't, like, 3 bullet you up close either.
Mhm.
Like, the sub should kill you immediately. Um,
Yeah, no, 100%.
that's what that's the thing. Like, I hope they have a 3-gun meta going in this game, but it's also kinda hard when it's 4v4. Um, but, we'll see. It's just a beta, right? Like, we don't have all the weapons yet, and we don't know too if pro players might be like, Jackal, it might not be the best gun statistically, but the ADS is way faster than the C9, so we need to GA that or ban it,
Right.
And
Well, and that's what I like with a lot of these guns where you have a gun that's definitely got its pros, but then the gun also has its cons, you know?
mhm,
I hate where you have these guns that are just legit do it all guns. Like you could and I felt that way, like that was one of the drawbacks with the meta in MW3 is because like the MCW was that gun.
yeah,
Like you could use that on every single map and pretty much get away with it. And same thing, why am I is it the rival? That's what it is. Same thing with the rival. Like the rival was pretty much the best gun in 99% of the maps that you'd be playing. In ranked, it was every map. Like you could run that no problem, and you wouldn't
you mean
really
the
be stuck.
MCW?
No, well, the rival too wasn't that the rival 9, the sub, right?
That's the sub, yeah. But you're
Yeah.
saying that they are is better to run
Well,
99.
well, what I'm saying too is both of them, like they would have those. Like for me,
Oh, you mean
I'm
like map dependent.
map wise, yeah,
Yeah.
like you could just always, and even for us too in pubs, like
Mhm,
you could get away with using either one of those guns all the time. You know,
mhm,
there was really like no other reason, and there really isn't any other reason to use another gun.
mhm,
Where I like it, where if there's going to be a gun, there is some drawback to it, you know, that
mhm,
you can feel, and that can give you a choice as to like, oh, I should use this sub or I should use this AR. You know,
mhm,
that's why, like we're saying with the beta so far, I like that there are those 3 subs that you can use, and they've all got their pros and cons to them, and they're
mhm.
all, like, player specific, but,
Yeah, yeah. That's like, the relationship between the player, map, and weapon, like, that
right.
triangle. Uh,
That
I
Venn
I
diagram.
no, yeah, no, literally. It's a triangle of player you are, weapon you use, and the map that you're on. Because
Mm,
obviously, if I'm playing on Rio, most likely I'm going to use survival. Like you want to use a sub, but the way that map's designed, like you do need an AR. You can't run 4 subs. I mean, you could if all of you are really really good, but like that P2 hill though, if you're pushing it from the garage area, it's like a long area where ARs are just gonna kill you. Um,
right.
but yeah, I'm thinking more like if you're on invasion, uh, like it's scenario based, obviously, but on that map specifically, you can run 4 MCWs, and 4 MCWs is way better than running 2 MCWs and 2 rivals.
Yeah,
And that is a
I hear what
relationship
you're saying.
with the weapon and the map. So they just got to balance the weapon to the best they can, where um, you're like forced into using 2 ARs, 2 subs, where it's completely balanced. But again, it's also map dependent too. Um, I just don't want one weapon way better than the other, like overall. You know.
Right. Yeah, I agree, and that's what's a concern with this right now, I would say, and it's honestly, like, say really like a concern, but it is, um, because the map that they added with this, like, if anyone didn't get a chance to play this map, dude, Babylon is small.
Yeah.
And this I think they said, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I saw that they said this is the smallest map that's in the game, um, which is good.
Out of the 6v6 maps. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, because
Yeah.
this is a very small map.
Mhm.
And I saw a point that they brought up on the flank about this, and it's a really good point, and I wonder if this is the direction that they're going because they said, like, the most popular modes that people play in is, like, the one that we've been playing in MW3 to rank up, and it's really for that reason, the small map mosh pit. You're playing all these small maps because the games are quick, they're high, high action, you're just always involved in a gunfight, within a few seconds of spawning in, um and yeah, people like that in the casual realm. I do as a as one of the people on this podcast, I like that. But man, there's a part of me too where I really like the break of being able to play on like a medium or large size map. It just makes you play the game differently. We
Mhm.
get burnt out playing small maps all the time. And I'm hoping that they do a good job with these maps. And I don't feel that like small map, fast paced, every single map all the time, you know, because I think
Mhm.
it's going to get exhausting.
Yeah. I agree. Like, I think the small mosh pit, it's great, but like you said, you can only spend so many hours in it. And I
Yeah.
know, uh, but I believe that Treyarch will do a good job, like designing, the medium to large size maps. Um, and you know, Babylon, I think would be really fun in S&D. That map is just really small for 6v6. Like, you spawn, you die. Like, you're always in constant action in all these maps. Like, look, the biggest map we've played on is Rewind and Scud, and I would say those are like medium-sized maps for the most part. Rewind feels a lot bigger just because of like the open street, but I don't think it's actually that big. Uh, but I believe that Treyarch they'll do a good job with the medium-sized maps because I mean this game's already quick enough, which we both like, but you need the slightly bigger maps to if you're a slower player, you like to control the pace of the game. Like, I don't know how many times when you and I have played ranked together and I'm always like, all right, what gun are you using? I'm going to use this. And you got to control the pace of the game. Like, slow down the game when you know those other players are flying at you, or if you're running way too fast at these guys and they're just picking you off, you got to slow down.
Right.
You can't always have the go button unless you're a BZ, then that just like works for you. But uh, controlling the pace of any COD game that's how like you get really good at the game.
Yeah, and you hope too that with the maps, um, there'll be that balance that we were just talking about where if you're on a map like Scud or with Rewind, it's totally viable to be using an AR and using a sub on there. Like say for in whatever realm they were competitive maps, um, there's definitely a reason to be using both of those. Whereas if you're playing something like Babylon, it's like there's no why would you ever use an AR on that map, you know? Like the whole point of that map is just subs and you're flying in your face and diving and you're going to be able to like be successful, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Like yeah, can you use an AR on there and do well? Sure, but is that really like the viable move, like the best way to play that map? No.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just
Yeah.
it wouldn't make sense. So I'm hoping that if you said like Rewind and Scud, if those are the biggest maps, um, I hope there are more maps like that because I do like those maps. I'm starting to like them more because they do exactly what I was saying. They do for me just kind of give you a break and like slow it down a little bit. And I can really use an AR like an AR, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and not
Yeah.
be
Or
like running in, diving in on people,
mhm.
you know.
And like, or just I what was that map on Vanguard? Freaking with I always forget it. The one with the cell tower and then the warehouse in the middle, a soccer field over to the side. It was an
Man.
S&D map. Whatever.
Oh,
Regard
MW3 you're thinking, right?
MW2.
I'm MW2.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, why bro, you know how many times we say this map,
Yeah, no. I
and we
I
always
can't
forget
remember it.
what it is?
Um
Oh, man. I'm gonna
I
look
can't
this
remember.
up.
But
I
either way, like that map is definitely a medium-sized map. That's not
yes,
that's
yes.
no small map. But every time we played ranked, I always used a sub on it. Uh and like you always used an AR on that map.
Yeah.
Which is a funny thing. And personally, I like running subs or trying subs at least on medium-sized maps like that cuz you have to think about like your routes and how you beat the other person into different positionings. Like, you have to play slightly different. Um,
A
but you can
CeeLo.
a CLO, yeah, yeah. But you can get away with. I feel like you can make more plays, impactful plays as a sub on those more medium sized maps, because on the small maps, like yeah, you can go for the flank, but that's going to develop so quick, and someone's spawning behind you right away, something like that.
Mhm.
In the medium sized maps, it gives you time to like think and coordinate, a play or something. And that's when I like using the subs
Right.
in places like that. Of course, I'm using subs in super small, like tight knit maps, like on Rio. But I don't know. I like going like using the MCW on Rio because I get to stick back and wait and try to slow down the game when the map is designed to be fast. Like I like to go against what the map is sometimes.
Right.
Usually
And
depending whatever the team does, because in my eyes, like I think they're way better subs than me and they're faster than me. But I do believe I'm better at like pacing the game and slowing it down. So if I pull out an AR, I'll do that and let the subs run rampant and do their thing. Where vice versa, most people on the CLO would probably gravitate to the MCW, but I'll pull out the sub because I know I'm not gonna run into their face and be like a BZ. I'm gonna be a slower sub and try to make the impactful plays when it's the right timing or whatever. So
yeah, and that's the important of having those maps where both of the roles can be an impact, you know? Like, I think that on Rewind, like, you could have an AR that's holding the streets and watching people that are going in, like, if you're playing Hardpoint on there and that P1 right in the middle of the map, like inside that little, kiosk area. The subs can obviously be playing around the hill and like trying to get picks there, but you can have an AR in there too that's watching like from afar, watching doorways, or you can have someone that's out in the streets playing a heady, watching people go in right from the street, and both of them make sense. Both those roles are viable and they're important to have there. It wouldn't be like ideal to have four ARs on that map,
mhm,
just playing it. It's like you'd be getting smoked um by the subs on like the first hill, or on any of those hills. It would not be easy to be playing up close with an AR.
mhm,
Um so I just hope that they continue with some of those medium-sized maps or just have a few extra in there. Because I was surprised, like, I mean, they say surprised, but when they were saying that map was the smallest one, I was like kind of relieved. I was like, oh damn, like this map is small as fuck.
mhm.
You know? Like, it's easy to drop over 50 on that map, no
Yeah.
problem, in a fucking domination, like, it's crazy,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know?
The the maps that they did add so far, like for the most part, I don't like I said last episode, I don't hate any of the maps. My least favorite is still Scud, like by far, but I think that's just 'cause I don't know. Like I'm not used to it yet, but also the maps just kind of like meh. I don't know. There's nothing like to it for me, at
Yeah,
least. It's just I get it. It's in the desert. It's supposed to be in the desert, but it's just I don't know. There's just something about it where um, if you're on the left side, well, depending where you are, not on the satellite side, the side that sort of looks like dome, not the side with the trenches. I avoid the side with the trenches all the time. Every time I think of trenches, I think of World War II, and I just get flashbacks, and I never go there.
right.
Um, so Scud's my least favorite, but again, it's not like it's a horrible map. I would much rather play Scud than some of the maps in MW3.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
overall, I think I think Treyarch is going to get some pretty good feedback out of these 2 weekends, and I think they'll do a good job. They'll they'll listen to the community.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't know, dude. I think I kinda changed my opinion on Scott. I started to like that one a little bit more, and Rewind was falling down for me.
Oh,
I
really?
was
I really like
Yeah,
Rewind.
I just well, it's obviously the bias in the sense that, bro, I just couldn't get into a flow on that map.
Hmm.
I just, like, could I because granted, I had good maps on Scud, or good games rather, and I could start to kinda get the idea of that. Yeah, it really just comes down to reps, though, honestly. I really didn't play Rewind as much, and because people would skip it, and
Hmm.
then they would go and do the classified map, and it'd be Scud. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, shit, here we go," you know? But, yeah, I do know what you're saying, like, Scud is a very, barren map.
Hmm.
Um, I'd say the one thing I like over that, definitely compared to Rewind, is the visibility. Like, it's
Yeah.
so easy to see people on Scud, and you can really play with an AR, and it's not hard. Um, but again, you are right. I agree that there is really nothing to that map. It's like two spots. It's like you're in the tower, like, or you're in like the satellite area, or you're in that little bunker thing off to the trench. Like, and that's it. If you're in the middle, you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it's definitely not one of the best maps I've ever played, but I really don't have that many complaints about it. I thought all the other ones were pretty solid. I do like Babylon. Um, And then even the face-off maps that they added, Gala and Pit,
Mhm.
I like them, but I think that whole playlist for me is going to be when, it's double XP,
Oh, yeah,
and we're
that's
like,
definitely small mosh pit.
yeah, we're
Uh,
like, "Dude, let's grind." Like, just
Gala
hop
is
into
it
that.
Gala or is it Gala? Maybe it's Gala. Gala sounds right.
Yeah, because what is that? It's like when
Gala?
oh,
A
no, it's the
Gala?
Met Gala. That's what I'm thinking. So,
Okay.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
heard people say Gala though, fancy people.
Well, dude,
Or Gala.
I think it's like a
Right?
potato potato kind of a deal
Oh,
because I've
yeah,
heard
yeah.
people say because the only time I've ever heard that is like the Met Gala or the Met
Yeah, yeah.
Gala,
Yeah.
you know? So
Okay.
I don't know. But
Whatever.
then
We're
there's
saying
people
Gala.
too. Yeah, oh fuck it. We're a
Yeah.
gala people over here. But then, dude, I remember what did I say last time? We were both fucking stupid. We were like, "Oh, the Amas," and we're like, "Dude, I think it's the Ames."
Ames. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
But then I
Amez.
go on I was watching the flank and, Zuma's like, "Dude, the Ames is kinda
Yeah.
fire." I'm like, "Dude,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this gun called?"
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, and I heard
Yeah,
people the
yeah.
AMES. I'm like, "Dude,"
Dude, no, yeah.
you know?
Um,
Yeah, I don't know. I will say though, bro, I was using the Ames.
mhm.
That gun is great.
Yeah.
I made
Mhm.
my own custom build for that. Dude, I fucking love that gun. That's a sleeper gun.
I was trying to get some of the challenges done, um, and one of them was get, like, 50 kills with the marksman rifle. What I don't know the name of the marksman rifle, it was whatever the first one you unlock.
Mhm.
That thing one bursts people.
Oh, bro,
It
they were
was
talking about this shit. I
it
remember they
was
were talking about that
so
on the
good.
flank.
Like,
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
didn't
listened to
use
the whole
it.
thing yet, but I use it. This thing's insane. I was just
Really.
posted up on yeah, on Gala or Gala,
Gala.
on Gala. I went highest kill streak, 21 kill streak on Gala
Damn, dude,
because
you were cooking.
I just sat on top, like, in the
Right.
middle, and you can also spawn trap on that map easily, but
Oh,
that's
yeah,
because
it's
it's
brutal. The spawns are
insanely small.
horrendous.
But I was just one burst, one burst, one burst, and I got up to
Damn.
21. I didn't even realize,
Right.
that I got naded. Trophy
Damn,
died.
dude.
But
Nah,
that
that doesn't
gun's really
surprise
good.
me. Yeah, I can't remember what the name of it is, bro, because I heard a few pages of people online on Twitter were talking about it, and then on the flank, I remember them mentioning that gun because they were talking about they're like, "Why the fuck is this a marksman rifle? Like, shouldn't this be in the AR class because it's a
Yeah,
burst?" You know?
yeah.
And I'm like, "Fair point," you know?
Oh, if, they've looked like every burst gun has been like a marksman rifle since 2019, I wanna say, for the most
Because
part.
every time I think of burst, bro, I'm so stupid. The only time I think of burst is, like, from Black Ops 3. Like, I can't
Mhm.
remember that, it wasn't the Man of
M8?
War. Yeah, the
M8? Yeah,
M894, yeah.
yeah.
Like, 'cause
Well,
that
I
was the AR, right?
yeah. That was, like, the last time they had burst, well, no, and the XR2. Oh, no, that's Black Ops 3 too. That was a burst.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
yeah, like, all burst weapons are marksman rifles now,
yeah,
um, which are, like, mini snipers for the most part.
right. Yeah,
But,
they're like a blend in there.
yeah. But, like, I like the face-off maps. I think it'll be good, for the double XP, whatever. I
Mhm.
don't know if you tried gunfight, like, at all, but, dude, those maps were tiny, but they're also very fun because I two-piece these guys. Man, they're mad. They're very mad.
So I played 4 games of 2v2s. I lost every single one of them.
Were you playing with
Eh
our friend?
no,
Okay.
no.
I was gonna say, I'm like, "Bro, what are
Yeah.
you doing?"
Oh, dude,
That
no, dude, I would've been like, "Bro, are you fucking okay? Like, what are we doing here? Like, come on." Dude, I was surprised because one of them bro, I mean, I s when I'm playing this game now, like, I've obviously got the headset on, you know?
Mhm,
MW3, when we're just kinda chilling, playing for levels, it's a podcast game.
mhm.
Dude, I was podcasting on this one. I was just, watching YouTube videos and playing. Bro, I was piecing. I dropped 13 kills in one of them, and we lost round 11. I got a kill, and then he got me traded out on 1v1. I'm like, okay, bro, you got this. And then he just fucking tweaked. I was like, no. I was like,
Yeah,
"What?"
yeah.
So I played it. Um, I can't remember because I played it was on Gala. I played that. And then the other one that was like that house that they added. I can't remember
I
the
don't know
name.
the name of it, but yeah, the house super tight. Tight-knit.
Bro,
Yeah.
I was I was not as much of a fan of that map as I was on Gala. I much prefer that one.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I like it, but I didn't win shit.
Yeah.
Lost
Oh,
every time.
well, we'll win if we when we play.
I know, bro. When we play, I'm like,
Yeah.
"There's no fucking chance we're
Yeah.
losing this shit."
I had, like, such a world star moment against, one of the guys I played against. I
Oh, yeah?
It was a 1v2, I killed 1, like, it was on that map,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I didn't realize that whatever side you're on, there's, like, this balcony that goes out, and you can jump to the other balcony. Did not realize that, um, and I accidentally dolphin dived back 'cause I was standing on top of the railing, waiting for this guy to come, and he came, and I went to go shoot him, but I accidentally held back and dolphin dived. Dolphin dived back, killed him, landed on the other balcony. I was like, "Yeah, I meant to do that.
Yeah, right?
Definitely meant to do that."
Yeah.
It was sick.
Yeah. There's gonna be plenty of moments like that. I mean, that's I tweeted about it, dude. That's what I'm really excited with this COD is the amount of world star, like, clip it moments that are gonna be in this game because of this Omni movement is gonna be through the roof.
Mhm,
I just can't wait. I can't wait to see all these, like, turned on, like, fadeaway shots where they jump backwards and they no scope people.
mhm.
I mean, there's gonna be just so many good clips.
Let's just
I'm
hope it's
not gonna
not
hit
us.
any of them like that, but not with a sniper, but I'll hit some ones where I'm like,
Oh,
yelling
yeah.
at 'em,
Yeah,
you know?
our little, quick triples where we,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
get 2, slide underneath or whatever, and get a 3rd from behind, something like
Yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, bro, I mean, I was gonna say, like, overall, like, there wasn't as much that they had done with this one just because for us, like, we'd played both betas, but I feel really good about it. Like, just my closing thoughts on, like, the beta and the game as a whole so far. I think it's really, really good. I did put in our notes prior before recording an issue that I did have, and I don't know if other people. Well, actually, no, I know other people did. For me, was stability, bro. I was like, there was a lot of times where I'd play and I would just get hella packet burst. Um, and, I check my internet and everything, and then I go like, there was one of the nights it was really weird. Something was up with my internet, but it was weird because I played and I was struggling so much, and then I went and played MW3, and it was just smooth as butter. Never
Mhm,
lagged once or anything. Um, so that was one thing that was annoying, but I'm not tripping on that. Like, of course, the game is not fully optimized. So I saw some people like, angrily tweeting about that, like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, well, it's a beta, bro.
mhm,
I'm not that invested in it. Yeah, it does suck, but not everybody's experiencing it, so
mhm.
that's
Yeah.
all that matters.
Yeah,
Um,
I get that. I only had, like, a couple issues with that. It wasn't even in game, actually. It was more, like, searching. Like, last night, it took me a while to find, like, some games. Like, I would just sit there.
really?
It was like Vanguard. Like, I would just sit after a game and just sit. And my
Wow.
connect like, my inter my internet back at my parents' house was, like, pretty good internet. Now I
Yeah,
have,
it's the best.
like, really good internet.
Yeah, dude.
And,
Yeah.
um, it's, like, awesome. And when I was playing the beta, like, I didn't feel that all that much. It was just searching, and I'm like, "What is happening?" And I remembered back when they did the Vanguard beta. I know it's a different developer, but I remember it was, like, blocky and, like, slow during the alpha and beta, and I was worried about it. And then when the game finally launched, it wasn't like that at all, and I was glad it didn't actually feel like that. So, like you said, I'm not tripping out about it either, like, because it did feel slightly smoother, like, more optimized, like, the servers I
Mhm.
played on, but it was definitely still, like, that blocky,
Yeah.
weird movement. I'm sure once the game launches, the servers will be optimized, like, to their full potential,
Yeah.
whatever, and we'll be good.
Yeah, I agree. It is frustrating having those moments because same thing. I'm like, bro, I'm looking at my fucking internet bill. Like, I got the best shit that Xfinity is offering here,
Mhm,
and then I'm over here black screening on the game. Like just weird things like that. But again, I think most of it, like any of the issues that like you had that one, and I had a few as well. Like I think it just kind of comes down to like luck of the draw and how
mhm.
the game plays for us at that time. Um, so I'm not really too bothered by it. Obviously, they'll have all that stuff fixed when the game actually fully launches. Um, but yeah, I thought this was a really big success. I mean, I was asking the kids at school about it, and they were all liking it, which is always a good sign. The youth likes this game,
If they
and
like it, that they decide. So
yeah, exactly. I'm like, there's a lot of people I know who are going to give up on this game because the movement is too difficult, and they
Mhm.
just are like, "Oh, I'm past my prime. I'm cooked. I can't
Yeah.
play it."
Mhm.
Um, and I'm like, dude,
That ain't us. We're
yeah,
not
that,
quitters.
bro,
We are
bro.
not quitters.
I'm gonna be playing COD until I'm like 55 or something like that, man. I'm not gonna be giving up on it. Like I have to keep trying until there's that day where I play for a week straight and I can't go positive. That's when I hang it up. You know?
Yeah, no, literally. Like
Yeah,
I agree with everything you said about the beta. I think it was a huge success for Treyarch, and it lived up to my expectation.
hmm
Uh, I am very excited for Black Ops 6. I can't wait for the campaign, for zombies, like multiplayer. Like
yeah,
I think we're gonna have a really good time with this game. Um, I do think, like you said, uh, some of the old heads, like they're gonna leave and not want to hang with this game because
yeah.
a lot of I saw like some TikToks of uh this was COD back in the day, and it's like MW3 with the gold MP7 silencer, and they're just like getting insane feeds of these bots, these
hmm
people just not shooting back. Like,
Yeah.
man, that's awesome. Uh, but then I saw someone in the comment like section that was saying, you know, I'm 30 years old and I love this game, but if you think Omni movement is a horrible addition to COD, like you're not like a true fan of COD. And I completely agree with that because I think Omni movement is one of the best things they've added in like years. COD should be this fluid. You can argue the dolphin diving and the sliding and shit,
And the tax
but
sprint.
yeah, tax sprint for sure. Like the Omni movement's great. Like this should like COD should be like that. Sprinting backwards, sprinting side to side. Like you should be able to move your left thumbstick and just be fluid, you know? Um, instead of MW3 where like you can only sprint straight and then when you're going side to side, you're like super slow. Unless you have Stalker Pro on, like strafing faster, but
Yeah, it's not the same. No,
yeah, yeah.
it's definitely it's definitely a big step for the future of COD. I think it's gonna
Mhm,
be here to stay, or at least some iteration of it.
mhm,
Um, whatever the other developers end up using, if they use something like they borrow that from Treyarch, if they're allowed to. I have no idea how that works, but
mhm,
I think it's a really, really good movement system. It just makes it's right in the vein of what COD is, which is like an arcade shooter. Um, and yeah, it just gives more freedom for you to be able to play the game how you want to play it and do things that if you think you can do it in the game, you can do it in the game.
mhm. Yeah, like in my opinion, if they just took out tax sprint, game's golden. Like movement's golden. Like
It's
we've
S
lived
tier.
through the classic boots on the ground. We
Mhm.
went to jetpacks, adapted with the jetpacks, so wall running. We did that. That was a lot of fun. Went back to boots on the ground. Then we went to the tax sprint era. Still frying that, but tax sprint fucking sucks.
Right.
Um, and now we're in this omni movement era, and like we're still at it. Like if you think about that, like all the different movement changes we've
We've
been
done it
dealing with,
all, bro.
yeah. But I do hope tax sprint needs to go away at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know if it ever will. That's if Warzone ever decides to remove it. It's all relying on that. But if they
Bro,
remove tax sprint in this game, man, this game would feel so good.
we're gonna be some old ass motherfuckers when that happens, though.
Yeah, yeah, we
We're
definitely
gonna
will. Yeah,
that ain't happening in the next 5 years, I doubt it.
yeah. No, probably not. But yeah,
Nah.
I do think older people will probably call it quits because they're like, man, I can't move like these
Right,
kids.
right.
Well, and then that's when I say, slow it down, slow the pace, you know, slow the pace down on these maps. Like you
Think
control
smarter.
your game. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Just play like that.
Leave it on that word to the wise.
Yeah.
Play smarter, think smarter.
Yeah, yeah. No, literally.
But yeah, man, I mean, I was gonna say I'm pretty much like all spent on it. Like I don't even got much else to be adding to it. I wonder what people listening, what you guys thought about both weekends. If you thought this weekend was better than the last one, if there's anything that you guys think should be changed going into the game, let us know because I'm curious. And my list is pretty limited, so I'm wondering if other people got a big laundry list of things they don't like about it. You know?
Mhm. Yeah, and, like, things that should actually change or, like,
Right.
realistically, things that they can change, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah, let us know because I mean, so far, Treyarch's, they're doing their thing. They're doing a good job with this game, so,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
um, but yeah, no, I mean, if you guys have any more thoughts, let us know down in the comments. If you're on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll leave our question down there, so leave a comment
Yup.
there. We're also on anchor.fm/the COD Casuals. Uh, so if you're on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, all that stuff, leave, a rating, 5-star rating, because that does help us out a ton. And on Spotify now, you can watch video. So if you aren't watching on YouTube, go on Spotify, watch over there.
Mhm.
And we're also on Instagram Reels and TikTok. So if you don't want to listen to the whole thing, we cut it up all up there and post it over there.
Perfect, bro.
And yeah, again,
Think that's it.
let us know what you think about Black Ops 6. If you guys are ready
Mhm.
for it, or if you guys are over all of this
Yeah.
nonsense.
Yeah. You're gonna
But
go call it and play some other bullshit game.
yeah, we're on to Black Ops 6
Oh, yeah.
soon.
Oh, yeah.
Soon. We still got another season. but,
Exactly.
but yeah. But thank you everyone. This has been episode 187 of the COD Casuals. We're your host Justin,
And I'm Mike.
and we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.